Hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm special edition. It's my birthday. I'm Brian Michael Day.
I'm Thomas Grimm, and it's also storming outside.
It is awfully gnarly.
Like, Brian's obsessed with tornadoes.
Yeah.
And joining us this week in the Days Grimm studio
Intro
is
our
Alan
fucking
Walker.
guest, dude. Jesus
Hi.
Christ.
I am Alan Walker.
What's up, Alan Walker?
I'm
How are
getting
you,
wet
dude?
over here in the hot seat.
Are you moist right now?
It's been sprinkling, but it's all right.
A little drizzle,
It's
dude.
nice.
You got the drip going?
Brian grew up in a trailer park and is like obsessed anytime a storm comes through. So
Yeah.
like,
Oh, he
I
thinks
come
he's going
over-
to relocate.
Yeah, I
we
come
might
over-
move tomorrow.
I come over. You would have thought that like the draft was going on. The way like he's like, you want to come over and watch tornadoes?
Bro, we had drinks going, dude. I had fucking... Do you know who Ryan Hall, y'all, is? I think I was telling you about him.
Oh, the weather guy?
Yeah, he's like this guy that was a meteorologist on like the professional news channel, like in Tuscaloosa or some shit, where they always have bad weather. And he just started a YouTube channel, and then like got a lot of followers, and then got so many followers, he was making more money from YouTube than doing the weather on the news. So then he just like quit doing the weather on the news, and now he's like this famous YouTube guy. Ryan Hall, y'all, check him out.
But he kept going off about like PDS storms, like that, like tornadoes basically popping up nonstop up through this area. He was losing his mind.
Usually when someone leaves the news, it's because they said something racist.
Yeah,
on
he
air.
was like, there were
Or they
times,
tickled
or
somebody.
sexist. Yeah.
there were times where he's like, I'm gonna step away for 2 minutes, and I swear to God, he like shotgunned a beer. He comes back, he's like, no, so like 2 minutes later,
Not me, Ryan Hall, the guy on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's fucking wild.
Back to your
all
weather.
these PDS things start coming up. He's like, I gotta go snort an Adderall. I'll be right back.
Those storms we had like a couple weeks back on Saturday at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Dude, I stayed up till 4 in the morning watching Ryan Hall, y'all, like all night.
Yeah.
Dude, it was
I
intense.
fell asleep during them when it like
so
the wind
peaceful.
started to pick up. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to stay up for it, and I just passed out.
Dude, it was pretty fucking sick, dude. Oh, yeah, one thing I didn't preemptively warn you about. In the first little get up here, we do like to do an elevator pitch. So, Alan Walker.
Pitch you something.
Yeah, no. You pitch us. Like, if you were going to pitch yourself, so the folks at home watching or listening know who we're about to interview today. Who is Alan Walker in an elevator pitch? Go.
I wouldn't sell myself. That's very slavey.
Given the circumstances, I regret that.
Yeah,
wording
2025, dude.
Yeah,
Sell
my
myself,
bad, dude.
bro.
My bad. Maybe like sex work. Think about it that way. Like if you were gonna like sell yourself to a
I think that would be
Significant.
different. I feel like the
Oh, that's
features
more-
you're
yeah, that's
asking
pretty
for are
2025.
pretty intimate.
yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying? Sex
No,
work.
like
dude.
if you were in an elevator with Joe Rogan, how would you pitch yourself to him?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who are you and what do you do?
That's a better question. That's a good question. Yeah, I'm a comedian. That is a better question. I like that more. I like his question.
Yeah, dude. I made it sound super
yeah.
racy. That was my bad.
How
dude.
would you sell yourself?
Well, I first go to Backpage.
I'm really
and then
good at, like,
realize that's
blowjobs
no
and,
longer a thing anymore.
Dude, I do this
I'll do
weird
the
thing with
cooking.
my hand backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then I try to go to fairs.
Dude.
I like
anyway.
to stay out of the way.
Yeah. So, what's your elevator pitch to like if you were to run into like Joe Rogan, you know, fully clothed? I don't know what the scenario is. Maybe you're actually in an
Or
elevator.
just two dudes in an elevator.
Yeah. You know, who's Alan Walker?
No, he's just a guy that likes turning his sadness into joy
Okay.
for other people,
Okay.
showing them that they can do the same.
Nice.
That'd
dude.
be my pitch.
nice.
Solid.
That is a solid pitch, dude. But comedian by trade, right? For the
Yeah.
most part.
That's right.
Hell yeah, dude.
And did you grow up in Evansville?
Like halfway, like since fourth grade, moved here.
Where were you born?
Lawrence, Kansas.
Or Kansas.
Whoa.
Rock Shock, Jayhawks, baby.
Don't fucking get too far ahead of yourself. We're gonna get into the timeline. Fucking settle down. We got
I'm talking about my
some fucking
Jayhawks, man.
particulars. We got some particulars. We gotta fucking cover. You do me a favor. Right, you've seen some of the episodes before. We're gonna
Yeah.
do the death of the week now.
Yeah,
It's not good.
it's not good.
The death of the
Let's see it.
It's not good.
Funny.
I hope so. It's either gonna be really funny or really fucking sad, dude.
They're so joy and sadness. They're right there. That's fine.
Zoom in a little bit for me, Daddy. This week's Death of the Week brought to you by, I can't read the fucking website. Who is this, Tom? WSAV.com on your side. Here we go. South Carolina news. Bluffton man dies after propane tank explodes. Reminder for safe outdoor grilling this season. And this is March 20th, 2027 at 4:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So here we go. Bluffton, South Carolina. All right.
Old.
Yeah.
That's
A Bluffton
sad.
man has died after the propane
sad.
tank after the propane tank connected to an outdoor grill exploded outside of his home in Hampton Lake subdivision Sunday evening. The victim has been identified as 70-year-old Joseph McKillowicks. Joy Nelson with the Bluffton Police Department said, quote, the initial report is showing that the propane tank was attached to his grill. She goes on to say, or she said the tank attached to the grill exploded, causing injury to him, quite a bit of destruction to the house, end quote. Neighbors described the loud explosion, saying that they thought an airplane had crashed outside of their home. But as the weather warms up, this tragic incident serves as a reminder. Quote, we are getting into the season where everybody's wanting to start grilling, end quote, said Randy Hunter with the Bluffton Fire Department. He goes on to say, what we recommend is that they follow the manufacturer's recommendations, end quote. And then I don't know what else is pertinent here.
Oh, so they're making it seem like it's his fault.
Yeah, they're victim blaming, bro. They're victim blaming.
He's like 70 years old, dude. That's pretty fucked
Tom,
up.
am I missing anything pertinent here?
No, basically, I think this guy it was a gas grill.
Yeah.
He turned it wasn't lighting, and he just kept fucking leaving that line open, and then it sparked.
And he just kept trying it and trying it and
Yeah.
trying it, and then it finally, pop goes the weasel. In this
70-year-old
case,
dude probably had dementia.
do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, a 70 with the last
Maybe.
name Mickle.
How do you say that?
Early onset dementia, dude. He was probably like, it's
Micklewicz.
really nice out. I haven't grilled in fucking Coon's age.
Yeah. I've also been told you can't say that anymore.
He
And-
probably said it, dude.
You
They're
think
from
so?
North Carolina. He's 70, dude.
Yeah, and he's probably...
He's not changing.
Yeah. And is that, Tom, is that a Jewish last name?
Michalzewicz.
That's a Jewish last name. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. He can say it.
I was talking to somebody the other day about the Jewish community. Like, they have a Jewish friend, and they were like, yeah, he's so racist. I was like, God, really? I didn't fucking know.
The Jews?
Yeah, apparently. I thought it was mostly Asians, but it's like, yeah.
I think everyone's racist.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's
Everyone's racist. If you say you're not racist, you're racist somewhere.
What about...
somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah. You're just not saying it right now, dude.
Who is
You
that?
get like cut off in traffic by like an Asian lady, and you lose your shit. You
Who
know?
is that? She can't fucking drive anyways. Dude, no, who is that guy that wrote that song, I'm Not Racist? Joel Nelkert? That's not right.
Joyner Lucas.
Probably
Yeah,
a racist.
Joyner Lucas. Have you heard that song?
No.
He's for sure probably the most racist.
Don't know.
All right, we'll drop it here. Do you have any thoughts on propane tanks exploding? Are you a propane guy?
You have any
I
thoughts
used to
on the
be. I
fucking
used to.
room shaking?
I
My
was,
God.
I was like
Any
worried to
thoughts on the
fucking...
fucking-
That scared me. That's why I didn't
Jesus
do propane for the
Christ,
longest
dude.
time.
The what?
That's why I didn't do propane for the longest time.
Oh, it fucking terrifies me.
Yeah.
I'd rather catch myself on fire with like lighter fluid.
Yeah, and
You
then
know what I
I
mean?
had to use one, so I just fucking got used to it, and now I moved on to electric smokers.
Yeah, electric smokers.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Is that the move?
Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
fucking
How
move.
long you been electric smoking?
fucking on
Now
that.
probably like 8 months. Loving every minute of it.
He was telling me that he's got one he wants to give me, and I just
Maybe
don't-
6 months.
I don't know.
Dude,
if
I
I'm
got one
sold
now,
on
and it's shorting out somewhere in it. It shocks me a little bit when I use it.
Damn.
And like,
Dude, you're
it's
gonna
not
be that
it's
guy.
not too bad. But like, you know what I was like?
Mine does not hurt me, and I keep coming back. You're in an
you know
abusive
when they're like,
relationship.
I thought if you wore like rubber shoes, it grounds you. No, that's not true.
You're still
like,
gonna get
if you
shot.
wear like gloves or something, you don't get shocked. But dude, I was carrying out some meat the other day, and I like forgot that it would like shocked me, and I went to go set a whole pan on top of that bitch, and like it was like
Jesus.
like,
Oh, a
inches
conductor.
above it. Yeah. I was like, damn.
You know, it'd be great some liquid.
Yeah, let's make it stronger.
Yeah, I do have to pour water in it sometimes.
All right, that's this week's Death of the Week, brought to you by WSA, whatever the hell I said.com. Check that out. Link in the description if you want to read further into it. So, Mr. Senior Walker, You are not from here, and Tom was just delving into that in the beginning. So you're not from here. You moved here in about the 3rd grade. Where did you start at? I think I missed. Where were you born at?
Lawrence, Kansas.
Yeah.
Lawrence, Kansas, dude.
Rock Chalk.
Dude, home of the fucking barbecue. Yeah, dude. They got some solid barbecue out there.
Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
sir.
Sure, dude.
Yes, sir.
So are you a Chiefs fan?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was rough. It was that was a rough night, dude. God. I got really excited for that Super Bowl too. I was with my ex. I was like, we're gonna cook fucking Philly cheesesteaks, and we're gonna make fucking Philly cheesesteak nachos, and we're gonna make some fucking Kansas City grill, some barbecue on the smoker.
Yeah, of course.
I had all this fucking food, and just fucking sat there with her and watched my team get obliterated.
Yeah, it was not good, and
Couldn't even eat.
What do you think about Kendrick's performance? I thought it was legit. What do you think? I feel like there's only 2 ways to go. Everybody's either all about it or they're like,
I thought it was good.
You thought it was good?
Yeah, I didn't hate it. Yeah.
Did you? I don't remember.
I didn't care. I was looking up at halftime if they were greasing the poles in Philadelphia or not yet.
Yeah, they for sure did. By the way, did you hear about that? They lubed up the light poles so
really?
people couldn't climb them and like burn their city
Last
down.
time they won the Super Bowl, they like had people climbing street poles and shit, and they had to like
burn that bitch down. Yeah.
Dude, they do.
Dude, Philadelphia is the type of people that like if they win, they'll take down the like end goal and like the field goal and like carry it to a river and throw it.
As a Kansas native, that's what I want to do. Burn. Yeah, I want to burn Philly down too. Win or lose, fuck it. Let's burn.
That's how they are. Like win or lose, they burn their
just
city.
burn our
Everything.
city.
They're like
Yeah,
fucking
fuck.
brotherly love. Let's kill it. Fuck, dude. All right,
Sounds like a good night, dude.
Chill, bro. All right, so you're born in Canada. You come here about 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Where do you go to school at in the 3rd grade? What side of town do you move to?
Newburgh.
Newburgh. Nice.
So, well, did you move around a lot, or was it just the one big move?
Just one move.
But when you came to Evansville, did you feel like you had to like become a class clown or something to fit in with like a whole new group?
No.
Nah.
What kind of kid were you?
I was the best kid, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I was a good kid. No, I was already in trouble.
Were you like
Fucking
doing
very
drugs and
ADHD?
stuff?
No, I was very ADHD.
Well, I
I'm
guess
just
not
like-
3rd grade. I guess you could do drugs in 3rd grade.
Like I was very like if I already knew the curriculum or like could do it, I would just be bored by it and I would just need to entertain myself. So I was very much like a problem in the classroom because of that.
I was the opposite. I never paid attention to the curriculum. I graduated high school with like a 2.5 GPA, like barely graduated high school. Like I fucked off all the way through school. I was like big class clown. Like, look at me, like, because I wasn't good at anything else.
Right.
So like I would like fart in class and like make fun of the substitute teachers and shit.
I think
You know
I
what
still
mean?
got like a 3.0. I did not do shit in high school though.
That's still
I
a
was
fuckload better than me.
Yeah, it was
though.
very much fuck around and just
3.0.
not
That's
pay
very
attention.
middle of the road though. That's like you got through it and
Yeah.
you didn't like fuck off so
bunch
much.
of yeah. I'm not doing anything for extra credit.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not trying that hard,
That's
dude.
a good point, though. Did you ever fuck with substitute teachers?
No,
They were,
I
like,
tried
the
not to.
easiest.
I tried not because I
were the
felt
easiest.
yeah, they were the easiest.
They're
That's-
so vulnerable. They come in scared every time.
Yeah, I feel bad for substitutes. I was always like, they're here like once a like. This is I like even as a kid, I know like this is their week. They come in like once a day to like a bunch of people they don't know, and fucking they're just trying. So like I felt bad fucking
Dude,
with the sub.
me and this kid knew how to do that bird whistle. There's like, and it kind of sounds like a real bird. And we'd be on opposite sides of the classroom. It'd be like during a paper, and we're like sitting there, and we're like, I do it. She's like walking around looking, and then like he'd do it on the other side of the room.
See, fucking with your
time we
teacher
had
is
a
different.
Yeah.
All right,
Every time we had a substitute teacher, they would end up calling the janitor to think that there's a bird in the basement.
There's a goddamn bird in here somewhere.
I would rather do the long game and do it with the teacher than not the sub.
Yeah.
Did
Make her think she's going crazy.
Oh,
Take
It's
it home.
just first period. What the fuck?
speaking of doing it with the teacher, like when you got in high school, did you ever know anybody that ever slept with a teacher?
No,
Really?
that's super common today.
After high school? So
during high school.
Listen to this. At my school in Indy, when I went up there, there was
Like he's
there was,
fucking
there
this.
was there were two teachers and they were married, Mr. and Mrs. And one of them taught soccer, and the other one was like a super hot chick that like all the dudes in the school wanted to bang. But the husband taught female soccer, and then I guess like after the kids would graduate, he was like hooking up with a few of them, and it came out and they fired both of them from the school.
You think they stayed married?
No. I'm pretty sure she went back and hit some of the students afterwards.
Yeah, I'm sure she knew about that.
That's a rough time, dude. You need a cold one, brother?
Yes, please.
So anyway, so you didn't know anybody that. So what were you into in high school? What were some of your like recreational activities that you got into? Yeah, no problem. Like what did a lot of like what did you spend a lot of your free time doing? Were you like a video game kid? Were you like a go out to the movies and be out with your friends type kid? Were you like what'd you do?
I was in sports a lot. So when I wasn't in sports, like
What sports?
I wrestled football.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, wrestling is like a lot of people don't realize like how intense it can be. God bless you.
Wrestling
Yeah,
takes
God
up
bless
like
you.
that's like 6 months out of your fucking year.
And well, like a lot of the wrestling kids, like if they take it seriously, like they're carrying around gallon jugs of water. They're like
Jogging in trash bags. Were you that dedicated?
Already cutting weight.
Oh yeah, you like sleep in trash bags.
Yeah, you just live in a fucking glad bag for
Well,
a
I didn't
couple
really
of
have to
months.
worry about like my weight in high school because I would like always wrestle up, so I would like see people like cutting weight.
Yeah,
and
were
then
you
I'd be
like a thinner kid? Because you have like the structure of somebody that would probably been like taller and more thinner in high school.
No, I
Illinois.
was a fat kid.
Were you a husky kid?
Yeah, well, yeah, I would like bulk up during football, and then I would have to like cut that down. But I've always been like a fat kid,
Okay.
on the larger guys.
Okay.
I don't think you like just big bone. I don't think you look fat.
Yeah, you
at
got-
all.
I don't know now because
Dude, we went to the macaroni and cheese fest yesterday. and
Brother.
I texted Brian. I said, dude, as a fatophobic, I'm about to people watch hardcore. We were walking by. I was like, bro,
Brother.
you think that's pushing 400? Like, he was like, 350. Like,
Yeah.
I think the biggest we saw was probably about a 420.
No, you're so dramatic. She's 385, 395, dude. I don't even think she was cracking
that's
400.
That's a lot.
I don't think he understands like body composition because
I can guess weight really well.
because a lot of them are fat. So now you're just operating on the fact that they're probably like 70% fat, and fat doesn't really like weigh you that much. So like there weren't really that
Yeah,
many.
tell that
like,
lady to the fucking 2-step breathe wobble.
But you've seen like My 600-Pound Life. That's a monster. And you're saying that person's only 100 and some change away from My 600-Pound Life?
Yeah.
Rolling around in a fucking hospital bed? No, you're fucking dumb, dude.
I think we need a new word for fat because those people are like beyond fat.
It's aggressive.
I call myself fat. Like I'm not fat right now, but I was like fat a couple months ago. I was like, I was a fat kid. We need a
Okay,
new
dude.
word for fat because like
Yeah,
like
like a
husky.
scale.
they're not
of
a,
fat.
yeah.
It's just
They're
like
like don't
autism,
fat
it's a
shame.
spectrum.
There is no shame to it because there's too much of a scale of fat right now.
Let
It's
me
like,
let me pitch Husky. In the 90s, right? You're 30, so I'm
Yeah.
35 today. Not a big deal or anything. But anyway, so like in the 90s, dude, whenever I was a fat kid.
yeah, they tried to pitch me as a husky kid.
Right.
They
You
tried to
remember that
pitch me,
shit? Yeah,
As a
you go
husky
buy
kid.
shorts at Sears
Yeah.
or whatever at fucking whatever it was.
Sears?
Kohl's,
Fucking
JC
Kohl's,
Penney's,
JC Penney's, whatever.
JCP.
Yeah, and then they had like a fat kid section,
yeah.
but it was called Husky.
Husky.
Yeah, Husky. I like Husky. It sounds kind of masculine. You know what I mean? Like kind of masculine, but also like kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, it gives you the general idea of what you're looking at, like
Yeah.
a thick fellow.
A husky, you
Yeah.
might turn into a lumberjack later in life. That's what,
You're still gonna grow up, little fella. You still gotta grow vertical. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So anyway, all right.
just
We're getting
I
off
think they should just have a fat kids department and then like do that, and then people would probably just like diet.
Yeah, I like that, dude. I think Husky's the move. But anyways, yeah, we're diverging. Anyway, so that's high school. So you were big into sports, wrestling, football. Did you take anything away from? Do you have like a favorite memory from like either wrestling or football? Like somebody got like stuffed in a trash can with like a fucking banana between their butt cheeks or something. Like did something crazy happen? Like during camp over the summers, because like I don't know how wrestling does it, but football does camps over the summer where you like sleep in the gymnasium and shit.
Dude, our fucking wrestling, like, our coach was so strict. Like there was no shenanigans.
Yeah.
There was no shenanigans. Yeah, we'd be like away on like the
Wrestling's
weekend
like
trips.
PT military.
Yeah, it's very.
Wait, what?
Wrestling is basically like those kids that do like PT, like military training in high school.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
your weekends would be like Friday you practice, and then you're like, all right, go home, shower, and then come back here. We're gonna watch a movie. Like,
Right. Oh, and the movie's just like wrestling tape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's that or like something inspirational, like get ready for like tomorrow's meet. Yeah.
Did they? Yeah, you're watching. What was that? Remember the Titans or something? You know what I mean? Like you're watching whatever you would watch in like history class that they play.
That movie fucks me up every time I watch it. That kid gets fucking sideswiped. Have you seen Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
That big ass fucking linebacker dude gets fucking
Sad movie.
sideswiped.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I need to
Fuck, that
watch
movie tears me up, dude. That movie fucking tears me up. Damn it,
So
Tom.
what'd you do after high school?
Now I'm all emotional.
Went to college.
Where'd you go to college at?
USI.
Nice, dude. What'd you do?
Fucked around and found out. No. I got
What was your major?
It was undecided for like a long ass time, and then they're like, "Hey, you need to pick something." I'm like, "All right, what do I have the most credits for?" And then I ended up walking out of there with like a major in like I double minored in sociology and legal studies.
And legal studies?
Yeah, I was gonna go pre-law.
Oh, gross, dude.
Yeah, I got all ready for pre-law.
Law freaks me out because I feel like if you go into law, you just have to be like good at everything.
But and you have to stay up to date. I feel like the laws always change.
Valid.
I feel like it'd be like waking up to like a new law every few days.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I gotta.
Depends what you're.
remember that
Yeah,
one.
it depends what you're
A
in.
friend of
What kind of
mine-
law you're doing?
A friend of mine just did I didn't know you could just get a 4-year degree in law and like be a lawyer. But a friend of mine, I think she only got a 4-year degree. It's actually a friend of Kristen's, my wife, but she got a 4-year degree in law and now she's like doing lawyer shit. And I'm like, don't you need more than 4 years? I thought you had to do like,
No, law school's only 4 years.
but she was only in college for like a total of 4 years. So you don't have to, yeah, that's what
So she had like no undergrad.
Or did she already go and get the basics done?
I don't know, dude. What's the rule on that?
Some of these
I
people
don't
go
know.
like hardcore college though, where they go like year round to get it done early too. Like I know
Yeah.
people. There's people
That's what
that
I did.
get, like yeah,
That's what I did. I did year round from freshman to junior.
yeah,
the
blacked
way to go.
out the whole time.
Yeah, fucked
Yeah.
around. I did 5 years in college. I think.
Dude, that's the way
Hey,
to
at
go.
least you
Yeah, I'll just
graduated,
chill.
you know what I mean?
A lot of people can't even say they went, man. If nothing else, like college is kind of bullshit. Like I don't think that everybody should go. I think that trades are highly underrated. But like,
Facts. Very true.
if nothing else, college will teach you to be at the right place at the right time. And I'm gonna give you this fucking pamphlet, and you better fucking read it and comprehend the contents. And I do appreciate that. So it's basically a game of like being on time, following the rules, comprehension, and then regurgitate. It's like
That's
a
why I liked
cycle.
it so much more
You know
than
what I
high
mean?
school. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was actually like challenging. Like
I think
you could
it's
like
dumb.
you had like that rapport with your like professors.
I think if you show up, that's all that matters. Like you can look
Yeah.
up any information later on.
I
I mean, unless you're like,
and
in
then
a
college,
courtroom,
like
you know what I
showing
mean?
up is up to you. Like
Right.
you're not forced to do shit. They don't give a fuck if you're there or not. Like
Yeah.
they get paid regardless.
But like I suck at tests. You know what I mean? So like,
Oh, you mean you're stupid?
yeah.
Okay, Roger. I love it when somebody says I'm a bad test taker. I'm like, oh, okay, you're done. Okay,
All right,
got
so what are you good?
it. What are you good?
Yeah,
Looking
I'm good at
stuff
the
up.
homework,
Okay.
but not the test.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You mean you're good at Googling shit? Okay. Got it. Anyway, so you go to USI, you go there for 5 years, and you walk away with 2 majors or
One
two-
major, 2 minors.
One major, 2 minors.
one major, 2 minors. Okay. What happens after that, dude? USI.
Oh
We
shit!
got to run away, bro. We got to run away, dude. USI is D1 now. What do you think about that? That's crazy.
Are they
Yeah, they're D1 basketball now.
good for them?
Yeah, I don't think they're any good. I think they're getting beat up pretty bad now, but
Hey, the Pacers are at least finally good.
yeah, they got like a bunch of kids going there now. There's like fucking what?
I say
30?
fuck USI, dude. Fuck them, dude.
I stand hard on them. Why do you say
Yeah.
fuck
Dude,
USI? dude?
They don't have a wrestling team or a football team. Like,
I know. Step your game up.
yeah, why? Okay, so you go to D1, but you still don't have any like other sports.
The only good thing about USI was like our era of USI when they had like the USI Snapchat.
yeah, USI
Somebody
Snap.
mentioned
Yeah,
that the other day.
USI Snaps was lit.
I
and if
remember
you-
that. Yeah,
If you're too young to remember USI Snaps, get fucked.
that was a good time, man.
Right,
feel
somebody
that.
was just talking about that the other day, and I was like, dude, I totally forgot that era.
Do you remember? We made friends with the guy who ran it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving forward.
Yeah,
I have to tell you about that after this is over because like it was a big secret who ran.
who
it.
ran the? Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, dude, it's such a good story. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Dude.
is that-
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Anyways, all right. So USI. So fuck USI. Roger that. So what do you do after college?
What did I do after college?
Well,
Yeah,
like, when did
fucking-
you start pursuing comedy? Was that like in college?
No, that was after college. So like after college, I guess I was like in the bartending. I was a jeweler for a couple of years.
Oh, shit,
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then after college, I went into modeling.
Nice.
Then I did a whole thing. I was getting ready for like I was getting signed in Chicago. Fucking COVID came through.
This is nude modeling.
What? Nah.
What was
Could
it?
have been
Like,
just like
hand modeling. What kind of modeling?
a commercial.
Okay, so like for like JCPenney stuff, like you're putting
Yeah.
on fancy outfits.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
And
they
did you
take-
make those
Okay.
connections like in the bar scene?
No, I had. How did I get into? Dude, arts was like applause, international applause, rising talent. It like came to Evansville one day, and like they, it was just like they'll give you a little script to do like a commercial or whatever, or if
Yeah.
you like sing or whatever. So they just like they're like scouts,
Right, like talent scouts.
Yeah. So I went there, and then like I got scouted to go to arts, which was in Orlando. And then in Orlando, I met all these like different agents and shit.
Nice, dude.
So yeah, a lot of money, a lot of time, but it was all good. Good people, good connections.
And do you think you'll get back into that?
Maybe I'm thinking about it.
Were there any skills you learned in that time frame that like translate now into like the comedy scene?
You just like randomly take your
People.
shirt off mid set. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
just
where-
people.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Just strike a pose.
No, I did. I wish I could. There was that time for there I was like really cut for it, and then I got out of shape. COVID happened.
Dude,
I
everybody got
fat.
fucked up during COVID.
So like you didn't get really big into the comedy until COVID?
Right.
So like
What was that? Hold on. What was the event? What happened? What tipped you even in that direction? Because we've already covered you weren't really a class clown, and then you did go to college, but you didn't like.
I think I would say I was a class clown. Other people would probably say yes.
Okay, but it
Other
wasn't
people would
like
say yes.
what a class clown would classify as class clowning. I guess.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. But so what was the thing that like tipped you off into comedy during or shortly after COVID? What was the thing that was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it?
Well, like I had always like been writing, just like I wanted to do like my own type of show, kind of like Eric Andre stuff, like late night. Everyone wants to do like a late night, have their own show. So I'd like always been writing stuff for that. And then I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna actually do this. So I just took my writing and then like reformatted it into like a stand up.
Yeah, to like
And it was
stories.
it was shit. It was really
It was bad.
no, some of it was really funny and then some of it was just like
So
shit, but
how do you pitch like to so like the comedy scene in Evansville is very small.
Yeah, I
like,
think one of my
COVID
first
times.
jokes was like, so the new Lizzo sex tape just came out. I'm all right with that. Which is like relevant now because everyone would be like, what? It probably did.
Wait,
But
so
then-
hold on. She doesn't have a sex tape?
I don't see.
Bro, I believed you for a
Yeah,
second.
exactly. See, like, but then when I was writing for it, like, it would just be like, oh, gross.
I
But
just
like
feel-
now,
Not now. She's on that Zimp.
yeah, back
She's
in
on
the
the
day when
Zimp,
I was
dude.
writing
back in the
these
day
jokes.
would have just been like her eating.
Funny
Yeah.
story. Actually, from the interview you made me watch the other day, they were talking about Zimp, the Ozempic,
Oh, yeah.
and they were talking about all these big girls like hopping on it. Which, dude, I'm not here to judge. So like, do what you got to do, what you want to do. It's your body. Like, I'm here for it. But like, Lizzo is a particularly funny scenario because she hit the scene so loud with such a splash. I didn't mean to do that. You get it. Anyways, but she like made a big uproar when she first started releasing songs or whatever, and she got real big real fast. And then she was all like, I'm a big girl, and it was in her music too. And she was like, I'm a big girl and I'm proud of it. Bada 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 bing. Love all my big girls. Just all body positivity. And then like the moment Ozempic come out, she was just like, you know what I mean? She was like,
that.
stick me. You know what I mean? It's kind of fucked up.
So I was like,
So
going-
she's lost a bunch of weight. Can you? Well, I hate to ask you to Google a pic. It's a really awkward setup we have going. We need a producer for this podcast so bad, but I am very interested in what Lizzo looks like post Ozempic.
Someone's Ozempic got fucking, or GLP injections got mailed to me recently.
Yeah, so this is her now on the
Found
right.
in my mail.
Look, she's tight now. I mean, she's still thick. She's a thick gal, but like, yeah, she's, you know what I'm saying? And she just said, "Fuck that body positivity. Let me drop 120 real quick." It's fucked up.
I mean, there's body positivity, and then there's like just being healthy. You know?
Yeah, left Lizzo is not healthy. Although, you know,
I don't think either of them. I think a doctor would say neither of them was probably healthy.
I don't know. But it's just funny.
A bunch of GLP injections is probably not healthy, dude.
But it was funny you brought up Lizzo, though. She probably will drop a sex tape soon.
I'm sure they're out there. It's probably being used as evidence right now. Isn't she still like in court?
There's like internal affairs, like fucking investigations going on.
Is she canceled right now? Is she on?
I
Is
think
she
she's
on
cool.
right now, or she's canceled?
She hasn't said anything about white people yet, so I think she's cool.
I don't know. I think they're canceling her because she's like what she did to all of her dancers.
Oh, was she tickling him?
Yeah, she like made them like.
What?
Yeah, oh, you don't know about that? The Lizzo sexual accusations?
I don't know shit about that.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, I think she's canceled right now. Look that up.
What?
Dude. That's more important
Lizzo
than
canceled?
her weight. Is what she's
Only
doing.
God, what? Only God can cancel me? That's some fucking Kanye West shit.
She like made her like dancers, like someone on her. I think that her dancers eat like bananas out of a stripper's pussy.
Fuck, that's
I
hot.
film that.
God damn, that's kind of hot for me.
Someone said that Lizzo is
work
work
environment.
fat shaming.
yeah, dude. She's a fat shamer herself, dude.
That's just fucking yeah.
She's
bitch.
telling her dancers to lose weight.
You're lucky you look that good. All right.
Someone said that like Lizzo's the only person to outsource eating.
That's fucked up. All right. Anyway, so we were getting. So you start writing. So you were like writing for like a long form type of dialogue. You were not initially writing for stand up comedy.
All right.
But what was it?
Or
What was
I was
what
like writing
the
for like
action?
pranks.
No, but what was the action?
That was huge at the time, though, like prank shows and like
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Actually,
I had a bunch. Yeah, I had a
Andre
bunch.
was doing a fucking prank show.
Yeah,
too.
so I had like a bunch of like prank ideas and like even from like jackass stuff. Like I was
Fuck yeah.
like being a
Yeah,
little
we
kid.
did
Like
some
I
shit
had
like that.
those like ideas. So it was like a bunch of like curating, fucking finding my paper notebooks and shit in my notes on my phones, old phones, going through them.
But what
seeing
happened that
what's
made
still
you
funny.
like, all right, now it's stand up? You know what I mean? What was the thing? Did you have a friend that was doing stand up and you were like, fuck it, I'll try to transform some of this shit into a stand up format?
Well,
You know what I mean?
during
What happened?
during like okay, when I was doing my modeling, I was dating this girl. This is right before COVID. So like we lived right above the Helium, the comedy club. So I would go down there.
In what
and,
city?
Indy.
This is up in Indy? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would just like go down there and hang out, and I just liked it. It seemed fun. It was something I wanted to do, thought about. I was just like curating my jokes for way too long. And then actually when I was serving one day here in Evansville, some comedians came by and they're like, "We're gonna go do an open mic across the street. You should do it." I'm like, I'll come watch. And like they made me get up, and then I started doing it.
And the comedy scene, like I said previous, was like kind of small in Evansville. Like it's basically like random
it's-
open mics.
Yeah.
It's still pretty small. Like,
Yeah, the
I
fact
think-
that they were there, they were just like in from out of town, from LA, and they just knew Amy.
can you count on hands and feet how many like local comedians there are? Are there less than 20 local comedians
Yes.
actively
Yes,
in the
yes,
community?
yes,
Right?
yes,
That's what I'm
yes,
saying.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
only know like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
I don't know how many you know, but I only know like 7 or 8 of them. Like it's a very small presence.
Yeah, but like I think you also have like you have like the people that are going and doing stand up comedy, but then you have like a few small groups that are just doing like comedy videos or like comedy content.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Like,
But like the
Bree.
scene's super small, but like I feel like coming out of COVID, you like almost revamped like a certain part of the comedy scene.
I could see that.
Like
yeah.
you put like it more.
Everyone talks about like, oh, they used to have Funny Bones. I don't fucking remember Funny Bones.
It burned down, right?
No, it didn't burn down. They shut it down. They fucking shut that shit
Yeah.
down. It was right next to fucking Fox and the Hound, I think. I think it was right next to fucking Fox and the Hound on the east side.
I don't know that either. That's a childhood Disney movie to me.
Bro, Fox and the Hound fucked me up so bad. It fucked me up. That movie is so
was a
fucking.
sad-ass movie.
And then Balto, and then Lady and the Tramp. Those are like my 3 favorite like Disney.
Bro, Oliver and Company is
Oliver and Company. I
Oliver
forgot.
and Company.
All
is
Dogs Go to
fucking
Heaven.
top
Was that
tier.
Disney?
I don't know.
I think so.
Like
I think that-
Atlantis, Hercules,
What was the real life
Hercules is the
movie?
top.
the fucking Emperor,
Homeward Bound.
James and the Giant fucking
Homeward
Peach.
Bound, bro. Do you remember Homeward Bound where they
Yeah.
gave voices to the real animals?
Did the new Mufasa movie? Gas.
Bro, that
I watched
okay.
it.
Hey,
Just
somebody
came out on Disney.
fucking make a tick here at 31 minutes into the podcast. Do we all know the film Homeward Bound?
Yeah.
Right? This is funny. Just a funny thought because it's like they put these animals in like treacherous situations throughout the entire film. So is it you have to write a joke about them like essentially torturing animals throughout the entire film? They're like making.
Is
have
that
you
the
seen
movie
film?
where like
That's not
a lot
actor.
of dogs died?
Yeah, have you seen the film?
Is it Homeward Bound?
Yeah, Homeward
The one-
Bound, where it's like real animals, and they just put human voiceovers on these animals doing really sketchy shit, like
Yeah, they put them down like waterfalls. and
Yeah,
shit.
put them down waterfalls. They make them jump over trains passing by, down muddy landslides and shit.
Yeah, I'm
So they're
pretty sure
basically
some-
the guys that made that movie were just
dogs
torturing
died.
animals
but
the whole time.
It wasn't recorded in America.
shit was made in Bangladesh or something, dude.
Yeah, or they're just
It was
fucking
like in
loose or
Japan,
lost.
and they ate those dogs afterwards. Or
All right, so
something, you know what I
32
mean?
minutes in, new bit idea. Fucking FEMA not stepping their game up. Fucking Hollywood.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit about those dogs.
Yeah, they were like Homeward Bound. It's a sweet story. Fuck those dogs. Anyway, so short of that, where were we going? We were talking about Lizzo. We were talking about content. We were talking about how you got
We were
into
talking about
stand-up.
like
So you had
Alan putting like the comedy scene more,
Yeah,
on, like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
social media presence of like.
Oh
the
yeah.
city.
yeah. What so you do a really good job of like you go outside of your comfortability and like outside of your way to like build these relationships with shop owners and like places that
Absolutely outside of my comfortability.
Yeah, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
To like put on these open mics and stuff. You did it at Damsels, now you're doing it at Spanky's, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. I want to talk about those shows as well, but like you're like going out of your way to like set up these mics
Yeah.
for like anybody that wants to come listen or perform or whatever. I think that's really, really
Well, like, at what point did you realize like there was a need for somebody to do that?
yeah. How did you
Oh, when I was trying to fucking find open mics in town
There's
so I
nothing.
could like start working on my
who
shit.
was it doing it then? Jennings Street maybe?
Yeah,
once
Jennings
a
Street and
month.
like Lamasco's, and Lamasco's you're mixed in with like bands,
Music.
Variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's the worst.
I went there one time. There was a dude literally he was like doing I forget what the fuck it
Dude,
was.
we went there one time and played like fucking like one of the like those stupid songs like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like we went up there and like literally just played the same song 3 times in a row.
That's a part of why I like started. I just wanted to do comedy open mics because the variety show shit was not. I didn't like waiting.
right.
Like,
And it's so hard to like get the vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you'd have like at Lamasco, you'd have people like come there and like set up for 45 minutes for like an open mic. Like, it's over. You should do like if you're like a musical guest or whatever, you should do like 2 songs. Maybe 3 if they're really feeling it. Maybe. But like 2 songs and get the fuck.
You mean like
but,
as a
you're like
venue, or are you saying like as one person?
like an open mic.
Or like
oh, they
like
let
if
them do more than one song.
Yeah.
3. It was like you get 15 minutes. Or
Bro, they would let them
What?
do like a fucking show.
yeah.
What?
I hosted it one time and then they're like
At Amy or at Lamasco?
yeah, and I was like, all right, you guys, that's enough. And they're like, well, we come here and we set up and we do all this for free. I'm like, it's an open mic. What the fuck do
Right.
you yeah, dude.
I feel like open mics almost need to be done in like a segment.
It's
where
not
like,
a
it's like
show.
show up and do some
Yeah.
like do like 5 sets of comedy. Do
It's
like
not a concert.
4
Like you're
bands
turning
and then
people
some-
away.
yeah.
People don't want to listen to you. Like I don't care if
Right.
you're doing it for free. Go do it like on the sidewalk.
That's why I was.
Go do it for the people on the patio outside smoking, my guy. Like, if you still want to play it.
I was talking to.
Yeah, like let other
acoustic.
people here who are like fucking came an hour. Just let them do their shit.
What was Gallagher's first name? I'm slipping today.
Graham.
Oh, Graham.
Yeah, do you know Graham Gallagher?
Yeah.
He's lit, dude. We were talking to him and we were like, how funny would it be if you went to an open mic and went out as a comedian and then just like juggled or did something like balanced on a unicycle for whatever your allotted time is for fight and don't tell any jokes. Like, I feel like that'd be fucking hilarious. It would be unexpected. It would be like a sneak attack and people would remember you. And then Graham's immediate response to that was like, fucking don't. Yeah, he was like, don't fucking do that. He was like, I'm here to tell my jokes that I've worked on. He's like, there's a bunch of people behind me waiting to do these jokes that they've worked on. If you come out here fucking juggling or playing a fucking harmonica for 5 minutes, we're going to fucking hate you. So, like, I feel like comedy and music should not be intermingled, nor should, like, ventriloquism. If you're telling jokes, I understand it. Okay, Jeff Dunham, you've got a foot in the door.
I think they should be like intermingled,
You know what
but
I mean?
like wisely. Like for comedy shows,
Musical
I've had
comedy. You know what I mean? That's one
like
thing.
for comedy shows, like I've had like
Bo Burnham.
friends come out and like I'm like, if you wanted to, like music acts come out and like open for the show,
Yeah.
like while we're getting our shit together or whatever, or like a musical act after the show, but to like have them like in between or like during an actual showcase is weird.
Right.
It doesn't really work.
What I was gonna say too is like
You don't want fucking people juggling either.
I don't know. I can't juggle, but if I could juggle and tell jokes, I think it'd be cool to do.
I
at
can't
the same
juggle
time.
either, but like that's
you
the
could-
last thing I'm gonna think of. Like
If you could have wisecracky jokes and just not break beat with your hands, I think that would be
set
sick.
up
if
and
you
speed
could,
solve.
if you, but the wisecracky jokes is the important part.
or just like speed solving Rubik's cubes nonstop while you're up there telling.
yeah,
jokes.
just show us your fucking
just-
autism.
right,
yeah, just
yeah.
all fucking shades and colors.
just fucking
like,
Jordan Peterson your ass out there while you're fucking riffing jokes, dude.
Yeah, if
Fuck
someone
yeah.
could riff really well and fucking solve a Rubik's cube
At the same time.
yeah, I'd tell them to get the fuck out.
I don't know, dude.
I'd be like, you're
just roasting
you're
people
not
in the
doing comedy
crowd
here.
while
Go do it
fucking
somewhere
out
else, dude.
You're either too good.
Go land rockets on the moon.
You're
dog.
too. Yeah, you're too good.
You're too good, or you're a fucking sociopath. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know, man. So
Well, what's it like reaching out to these business owners? Because that's got to be like a weird experience.
or are you getting like more comfortable with it now?
I think I'm pretty comfortable.
Who was the first one you had to attract? The first one you had to
Who was the
approach?
first one you had to sell yourself
Yeah.
to?
Who did you give a hand job first? No. Who was the first company that you were like, all right, I want to do an open mic here, and you had to like wiggle your fucking foot in the door? You know what I mean? Like, who was that? Was it Damsels?
I'd say so.
What was that like? I know those dudes are cool.
there was Fidel's. Fidel's was probably the first one, but they're always like, I want to put something on, and they don't know how. That's pretty much like what I find myself in is like I'll just go to places and like, yeah, I want to start something, I just don't know how or like how to get it, and I'm just like,
well, you've got to spend
I'm the guy.
$9,000 on a fucking PA system. That's half of the shit. I when I go to, I'm not gonna talk beef with any names of companies here in Evansville, but PA systems are like highly underrated. Like if a company here wants to do live performances of any sort, PAs are fucking huge. Like, don't set up one fucking speaker right next to the fucking microphone,
Right.
so it's fucking whistling and howling the whole fucking time, and you got feedback issues, and it's like, can you fucking hear me? Like, no,
Yeah.
pay somebody fucking $9,000, have them set you up.
and
a
Lamasco's
fucking,
had great sound.
they did,
They
because
have
they did it
great
right.
sound,
She
dude.
fucking had somebody come in, set that shit up. It was an audio fucking group, and they literally set this fucking stage up.
Yeah.
And that's how it fucking should be. And more places want to do that, but they don't want to spend the fucking $10K to set up the fucking
Yeah.
soundboard and all the speakers and what. But like, that's my biggest beef whenever I
Well, and
go.
it's crazy, like places like Chasers that now I have like those like a venue set up where it's like you can damn near have like 4 different rooms
Yeah, I've
with 4 different types.
I've done
of
a
music,
comedy
and it
show up there
doesn't-
upstairs in the attic. It's nice.
right? And then it probably had
That's
like
nice.
fucking Katy Perry blaring downstairs, and you didn't even notice.
Yeah, you can.
Was it?
It was a
it
Thursday show. So
was it the
it
one
might be
recently
the-
that was recorded with Paul Bragan on it?
I was there on the show prior.
On the show prior.
I think they recorded that one.
There was some out of town company recording that show.
Dude, there's so like
Bragan was telling
yeah,
us
Comic
about it.
Invasion.
Yeah, who was it?
Comedy Invasion.
Comedy
Comic
Invasion.
I'm just thinking about like all the different comedians we know here in town, and like that. There's no like real. That it's so diverse. Like you got Paul, and then you got like Hot Wheels, both of them.
Yeah,
Andy and
Hot Wheels
Antonio.
1 and 2.
We're gonna do a comedy cachet with both of them, and I think we're gonna end it with them racing.
I
Yeah.
want to have him race.
Well, Antonio's really into the little fucking
Real RC
little
cars,
RC cars.
right.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't put a battery on his shit yet.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of like upsetting, dude.
Yeah.
He's all manual. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, dude, whatever.
That's all he does is build these other cars. I'm like, dude, you're kind of a car yourself.
You're already
Yeah.
on wheels, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you could probably take a few of those broken down
Fucking
cars
modify
and-
yourself.
yeah.
You don't want to modify this? Nah.
Dude, I think that'd be fucking sick. I need to see Antonio again, man. He's such a good time. I swear to God. Antonio's the fucking man.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, Hot Wheels.
dude. The
sure.
Lakeview Manor, you guys got in out there
The
too.
manor.
What would you say?
Lakeview Tavern.
Yeah, Lakeview Tavern.
No
the
lake,
manor.
no view. That's
No lake,
what
no view.
Pollard told me. No lake, no view.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, but they're like doing comedy now, more regular,
Yeah.
right?
Where's that at?
They do like a once a month
Chandler.
show.
Chandler?
Too.
Aren't there just like
The once a month shows don't work. I mean, well, no, like I don't want to say that. Theirs is like a comedy show. Okay. It does not work if you want to get better as a comedian.
No.
Yeah,
to
only doing
where-
once a month.
It does not work.
You
Yeah,
need to be going
that
up
does
twice
not
a
work.
week, minimum.
Well, you almost have to be
You-
like so. Like back when we turned like when I was
3, yeah.
3 as it was
When I
like
turned-
pushing minimum.
when I turned like 22, we would go out like basically to the bars every night, but we would do it to where like you knew what places had what deals, so you would always hit like. You would hit like Bar Louie on a Tuesday at like 9:00 for dollar beers and half priced appetizers, or you like so
Yeah.
like you'd get the
Yeah.
biggest bang for your buck, and we would always do that. I feel like as a comedian, you have to know like, hey, Jennings Street is this the first of the month?
Absolutely.
Lakeview Tavern's the end of the month. Where am I going to fill in these middle 2-3 weeks or whatever?
Yeah, and my autistic ass always finds other autistic comedians. So like I know like any
Do you actually
I go-
have autism?
if I go to Austin, like
Nice.
I'll shout him out. Derek Dimple, a hilarious comedian.
Does he have
Um,
dimples?
Yeah, he's cute. But like
Oh, yeah, shout out to
he does
Derek.
the full Austin like page, like all comedy. He does like the fucking list of like every set, like how long you get here, like what times it is, day of the week.
What's the name of the
Like,
joint? Derek Dimple's joint. What's the name of the joint? Isn't it like a place?
he's just a dude.
He's
just a
dude that
comedian.
basically runs like probably at like
He runs a page dedicated to all the open mics.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a gentleman like putting on. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's-
thought this was like a guy that owned an estate. Sorry. I was misunderstanding.
No, it's just him in like an Excel
Thank you.
spreadsheet.
Yeah, he's
It's just him in Excel. That's exactly
He's just
what it is.
really good at Excel.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then like
But he organizes open mics. Got it. I'm tracking.
he doesn't do like he has his own open mic, but like all the other ones that get put on in town, he organizes those on a list for other comedians. So like like if you're an out of town comedian, you go to Austin on a Monday, you can just go to his little page that he made up, and like you can find all the time,
open
yeah,
mics
all
and
the
the
open
time.
mic, yeah.
Oh, I see.
so it's like
Yeah,
Monday.
I got
These
it.
5 bars have open mics from this hour to this hour.
Yeah,
it's
and like this is your set time. Yeah,
Does
exactly.
he go as far to list like here are the names that are set up so far, or here are some of the big names that will be there? Does he do
No,
anything?
no,
like that?
no.
He just says like this bar, this bar, this bar, this time, this time, this, and he
Yeah.
like helps people like
Like,
I got
yeah.
you. I'm tracking.
Yeah. So like if he came to well, like I kind of do it here. I do it here, but there's not a lot to keep track of. It's fucking Jennings once a month.
Yeah.
And then Spanky's when I do it every week.
Yeah. And Damsels is like rest in peace. Like,
Yeah.
they're done with it. Like,
Yeah.
what? Can we talk about
For
that? Or
now.
do we not want to talk about it?
I haven't talked to him since. I don't know. Well, we might do something.
Did
later.
they stop or did you stop? What like, who pulled out?
It was summer.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about it.
It was summer.
Maybe we
So,
don't talk
yeah.
about it. We'll just stay away
Well, I was
from it.
signing down.
Yeah, we'll stay away from it because
Yeah.
I know the guys at Damsels.
Well, I was gonna say too,
they're
like
tight.
I feel
Well, they're starting to sell out that the upstairs for like private events, like business parties. And when I
Oh,
was
shit.
yeah, so I can't really compete with someone who's like offering to rent out their space,
Forking up $1,000 for
when
an
I'm like,
evening.
hey, can you pay me to like put
Yeah.
on an open mic? It just it just makes
You
more
give me
sense.
$100 when they've got like somebody waving 1,000.
Yeah, or like it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I was gonna
check
say
that.
though, like so far this year, so like I feel like comedy's on like the rise again since the election, maybe. But like you see like more and more comedy, like more and more comedies being released. Like Hulu just started like having a comedy section now that
Hell yeah.
Netflix is doing like the Netflix thing. But like I was gonna say like Andrew Schultz's live special. Have you watched it yet?
I haven't.
Dude, I think it's the best special since like Kevin Hart's first one.
Wait, that one was live?
Life.
It's Life.
Oh, live.
It's
That was
the
the name
name
of
of
it.
the special is Life.
Yeah. I thought he did a live one too. Rogan's live one on Netflix was fucking epic.
He was so
He
fucking.
was so fluid and
Yeah.
loose. He didn't miss a fucking beat.
Well, listen
dude.
to he's like who talks about how he over prepared for it.
Oh,
but, like, he was
dude,
good.
That's the way to do it. Whatever he did, that's
You
the way
should
to do it.
Bought
probably
a
over
comedy
prepare.
club and was there
Yeah.
every night for like.
You
the
should
first
be
year and a
prepared
half.
for some
If
fucking,
you're doing a live special, yeah.
Some cunt in the front row is going to scream and say something stupid. Be fucking prepared.
anything could get fucked up.
Be
yeah.
prepared. Like, have all algorithms figured out. His live was crazy. Sorry, I thought you said live. I did watch Schultz's last special. It was absolutely fucking fire. And we are seeing a lot of comedy. I think we are in some sort of a renaissance in the fact that
Isn't Andrew Schultz like in a beef with Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
yeah,
Dude, there's so many fun. I don't think you go ahead and talk. Let me see if I can find this clip.
okay, please do. I fucking love anybody that hates Kendrick Lamar because I'm like, dude, he will kill you or fucking roast you. It doesn't. He's a gangster. Like,
Yeah.
he's a
I
legitimate.
couldn't tell you
Bro, he's a legitimate gangster. Kendrick Lamar that
The
like
last-
is just very musically inclined.
yeah. I couldn't
He's
tell
a-
you the last like comedy special I listened to.
Really?
Watched.
You know,
I try to stay away from it now.
yeah, because it's too easy to be influenced.
Yeah.
It's too easy to find somebody that you like, and you're like, I'm gonna start doing this weird thing with my hand all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Brian, I think the last one I watched was Brian Holtzman.
Who were
He's
you
funny.
like a big fan of? Like when you were younger, like because obviously you probably liked stand up all the way through. I would assume, right? Like when you were a kid or at least teenage years.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I would
Were you like
Like,
into the?
I would like remember like jokes I would hear off Comedy Central, and I'd go and tell them to my parents.
But did you have like a certain artist?
I don't know, like as a kid, I don't know. I was listening to like fucking older people. So as a kid, it was like Richard Pryor, like at like old fucking.
I mean, he's one of the goats, dude. There's just no getting away from it. He's one of the goats. Do you have it pulled up?
I'm waiting for the
take off my
segment
hoodie.
real fast.
Do you gotta take a piss?
No, it seems
Oh.
like a good time to fucking get naked.
Oh, you popping top, dude? I'm so sorry. It's so hot in here. Everybody, you're about to see the nipples of Alan Walker. I'm joking. Oh, this is perfect, dude. That is perfect, dude. Yeah. Dude, the red leather special, bro. You'll never beat it. You'll never beat it. That's
Yeah,
wild.
raw and delirious were fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's a shame that he like took a hiatus for as long as he did because he was just such a fucking legend.
Like fucking
All those years.
old Red Fox comics.
2 decades. Just he went radio silent. He was just living life, which he
Who?
made so much money. You know what I mean?
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, he made so much money. Like, fuck.
I wish he would come back. To do
Chappelle
comedy.
did the same thing. His was just much shorter.
Yeah.
He stayed quiet for
The
like 8
Chappelle
years.
sets were fire. I feel like Chappelle's probably like the Kendrick of comedy, where like he only
Oh.
releases like every 8 years.
Do you have the screen recording going?
No, not yet.
Yeah, get that going before you pop off and fuck this up. But yeah, like Dave Chappelle did it too. I feel like a lot of people that like, if you are just truly one of the greats, like a comedy special is exactly what it is. That's why I don't hold Bert Kreischer as one of the comedy greats. That's why I don't hold like some people that release a special every fucking year, sometimes twice a year. They're not one of the comedy greats.
I saw Bert like this close.
Is he
Like,
wild?
at the Comedy
He's
Store.
a wild boy.
Well, we talked for like
He's
half
funny
of
as
his
fuck,
set.
yeah.
Like half his set, we just talked about like where I'm from. It was like I was front row at the Comedy
you
Store.
were tit to tit with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was
that's
fucking
hot.
taking my Zins and shit. And
He
then
took your Zins, bro?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he asked for one.
Oh, okay. You hooked
Yeah.
him up.
And then I had fucking edibles in there. He goes, "What?" He goes, "What else is in there?" So we fucking had to talk about that. He's like, "Are these gonna
We had to talk
fuck
about
me?"
that.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Are these gonna get me?"
Be like, those are 50 milligrams. You might chill
Yeah.
out. No, but like, I just feel like
Yeah,
people
he
like
fucking-
Murphy.
no, he got his in from me while he's got fucking 2 pouches in his pockets, tight ass pants. Dude.
He does wear some fucking tight ass drawers, dude. No, but my point is that like, if you're really good, you can drop a special and it be good and make you money for 5 to 10 years. Like Eddie Murphy has proved that. Those specials have been making him money for 40 years, 30 years, 40 years.
Bert was good enough for me to give him a Zin when I knew he had Zins in his pocket.
Bert's pretty fucking solid, but I don't know that he's not on my Rushmore. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Not on the Rushmore.
no.
Eddie Murphy and Chappelle for sure
Oh,
are.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, for sure. And they've both accumulated maybe 10 specials. Maybe. Because Chappelle be dropping one all the fucking time now, all of a sudden.
Well, I haven't watched Chappelle's newest one. I was there when he filmed it, though, in Nashville at the Bridgestone.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I haven't watched it yet, but I mean,
Is that the one
I
he
watched
did?
it in person.
That's the one he did 3 episodes on. He did 3 different sets on 3 different nights, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's that one. If you go to Netflix or wherever I think it's Netflix. He did 3 episodes of a special. And it was 3 45-minute or 60-minute specials that were like completely different from one another. 3 different nights. I mean, who fucking does that? Who fucking
Yeah, we were
does
at the
that?
fucking
Kendrick's
Bridgestone.
people and the gang affiliate and all,
Hold on, here we go.
everybody, his security.
Pause
they
it,
will
pause it,
kill
pause
him.
it,
They
pause
will-
it, pause it. Give me some fucking back reference, dude.
So
Don't
this
just
is- so
fire
Kendrick-
me up on this.
Kendrick
fucking-
has like,
He just
Kendrick-
fired up this fucking neo-Nazi like up front. So he's like, add a fucking, like, dude, fucking give me a backstory.
so
God damn, dude.
Kendrick makes a bar talking about like don't let these white comedians talk about black women.
Okay.
essentially,
yeah,
or
fair
whatever.
enough.
Yeah.
And Schultz is like the only white comedian that's out here like killing it.
Ragging on
And,
black women.
Well, I mean, he's on like Charlemagne the God and him have a podcast together.
Oh yeah, it checks out.
And-
Talking about Lizzo like all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll fucking cut me up. They'll shoot me. They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. And there's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do.
That's
If
so
it's
sweet.
me and Kendrick,
That was really sweet.
if it's me and Kendrick, no, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that
Oh, now they're in prison. I thought he was just saying if I saw him, I'd make love to him.
Yeah.
tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell. And we ran out of board games and we did all the other things. And we cleaned everything. And I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that. Besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I let him choose a position.
Is he making fun of him because he's little?
Yes. Look at, put up that picture of him and Travis Kelce's girl. Look at that shit.
Oh my god, dude, that's unbelievable.
Yo, I'll be honest.
Taylor Swift is tall, though. She's tall.
Taylor Swift-
Schultz
Taylor's
is
tall.
like
Taylor's
tall.
tall. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
She
essentially
tried
the-
out for the WNBA.
Did she?
No. No, but it's
She's
just,
not tall enough.
Well, she's damn near 6 foot.
Yeah. Well, she
That's
could
tall.
be a
for-
point guard.
She could be a power. Yeah, she could be a point guard or shooting guard. I don't know, dude. But
He looks like he got weak ankles.
dude, she looks frail as fuck. Dude. You put her in the paint, bro. She's getting.
I'm breaking ankles. I'm breaking Taylor's
She
ankles.
looks like she could compete in that Paralympic stuff I was showing you last night.
Bro, fucking hold on. How much time do we have? Pull up these
the
Paralympics.
torpedo guy.
Yeah, pull up that swimming shit. Do you fuck
Torpedo.
with like crazy sports? You
Yeah.
like sports?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
watch like blind boxing and shit,
No, that sounds fun.
bro.
Dude.
Wait till you gamble
They just
on it.
point him in the right direction.
Yeah, there's blind MMA in Czechoslovakia.
That's cool.
We've been getting down on that lately. But no, did you watch any of the Paralympics? Pull up the swimming one, please.
This is
We
it.
got an ad.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on a second. Is this the swimming one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Brazil. They call him the Brazilian torpedo. Hold on a
Oops.
second. Make it full screen, brother, please.
Yeah. 1 second.
Oh, you're
Went to
good.
the
And give me some. sound on it.
I was gonna say they're gonna make him dive too.
Yeah, they put,
The high dive.
Hey, turn it down a little bit too.
put something in his mouth to hold him up.
Yeah, wait, watch this. He ain't got no legs, no feet.
We're probably not gonna watch the whole 6 minutes.
No, but get it started, and we'll see here. Yeah, skip forward a little bit. There's this dude. He's got 2 arms, 1 leg.
He's like tossing him in the water.
There's a couple of dudes. Wait till they throw him in the water. It looks like they're killing somebody. No, it looks like it's a murder. Hold on. Skip a little forward.
Well, they're about
They
to
do,
it.
bro.
Fucking get in there, dude.
Walker, hold on. They do. Just shoves him in there. There goes the Brazilian torpedo. They just shove them in there, bro. But anyways, it's fucking wild because you see all kinds of.
Look at
This dude's held. They're holding. Pause it. Spacebar. The second lane from the bottom. That guy with the black cap. He's holding a fucking mouthpiece to keep himself afloat.
yeah.
Isn't
Same
that-
with
Well,
guy
isn't this
down
guy
here.
like chewing on? Yeah, he's
That's
chewing
the
on
same
fucking
thing.
tail.
That's the same thing. He doesn't have arms or legs. He's like a little chicken nugget. Yeah. So, anyways, play it, Tom. This is wild, though. This is the shit we be getting into. And then the Brazilian torpedo just takes
And then
off.
like this dude only has 1 leg. One of these guys. Yeah, there's the torpedo guy, the guy that has no arms, was being held up just by his mouth.
Oh, they're all just like making love to the
And
water.
then this dude only has 1 leg.
Look
Just
at look at lane 4. That's the Brazilian torpedo. He's
Yeah.
fucking. He annihilates this whole crew, and he has no fucking arms. And this is all backstroke, mind you. One of the hardest strokes to be fast at.
well, I don't know if that's is that
I imagine
considered
these are all
backstroke with
very
no hands?
sexual guys.
Huh?
I imagine these are all very sexual guys. The way they're like making love to the water.
Dude, their hip
They're like,
muscles
yeah, they're
are
like fucking
fucking
the shit out of the water.
Yeah, their hip muscles are tuned in. All right, shut it down, Tom. This is getting out of control. Anyways,
They got blind baseball, blind soccer.
we got to get you into some.
We've watched
fucking-
all
The blind
kinds.
sports. That's crazy. My sister's blind.
Your sister's blind? Born blind or like
no,
something?
she
What happened?
early childhood cancer, occipital cancer.
That's crazy.
But she's older or younger?
Older,
Older, and how is she now? Like
still
okay.
blind.
but cancer wise, though, I mean,
Oh, like great, yeah,
she's good though.
yeah.
So like that's crazy. I wonder, have you talked to her? I don't know how young.
no,
was
what's
she?
crazy is in the future they're like she'll have like a mechanical eye that'll wire into her brain and she'll be able
That
to
shit
see
is
it.
wild. But like, have you talked to her much about like what it's like having not been blind and then being blind? Like what she
Well, she was like a very little kid when it happened.
not a lot of memories from. back
Yeah.
then. Okay.
Yeah. So
That would
yeah.
suck.
So yeah. Most of her memories are just being blind.
We had a discussion the other, probably the other year, over a year ago on the pod about blind people that were born blind. What do they see when they dream? And I'm just curious, like, what do they see? But if you were not born blind and then went blind, then you're able to like dream normally, and you maybe even see shade. I don't know. It's fascinating to me, but I'm so sorry to hear that. But yeah,
that's
blind
all right.
sports is fucking sick, man, because like it lets them. They have an outlet. It gives them a purpose to like use their body to do something. And,
Oh, my
like,
sister's done way more shit with her life than I've done.
yeah.
Yeah, being blind. Yeah, she's
That's
done way
sick,
more
dude.
shit.
Fuck yeah, man.
Way more shit. Yeah, she's like fucking really good at piano. She like she's a massage therapist.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's wild.
She does a lot more. She like does a bunch of marathons and like a runner.
That is fucking
So, like,
crazy, bro.
all the
What
shit-
how are blind people doing marathons?
Yeah,
Not to sound
like with
that sounded really prejudiced. I'm sorry.
no.
There's like courses that they need to navigate.
Yeah, no. Her dad.
Like a running partner. Like a
Yeah,
pacer.
partners. Yeah, partners.
Really?
Dogs.
Really?
Yeah, she's always had great dogs.
That's wild.
I was gonna say though,
Good for her, because I'm a runner too. It's not easy to
Yeah.
run.
I mean, she'll be like walk like in Lawrence, Kansas. They're like you'll see them all the like where you do like the stop and press things. Like
Yeah,
they're auditory because of her.
Yeah.
She's like to be walking everywhere, so they're all auditory because of
it's
my
fucking
sister.
dope, dude.
Yeah.
I was gonna say when we were pulling stuff up, I saw here on your Instagram page this like roast battle stuff, and like so like you hear Rogan talk about like bottom of the barrel, like all these things
Oh,
that
yeah.
like keep comedians sharp. I know you
Yeah.
guys did like improv. You did like one night was like interactive with the the crowd night.
Yeah, we do a kind of a bottom of the barrel type stuff. Probably gonna bring that one back. That's fun.
What's
So-
the one that
Yeah, bro.
Gillis always does with that weird English dude that nobody likes, where people in the crowd? Do you know what I'm talking about? That weird English dude with bad teeth, and they're always like, "All right, you say something," and they like the crowd gives them topic. They're like,
English dude with bad teeth.
yeah, and they're like Titanic. Because Shane's done several of them with this. Like, I think he's English. He's not American. He sounds funny when he talks. I'll just put it that
Okay,
way.
all right,
You know what I mean?
He's
sounds funny.
one of those guys.
Yeah, he sounds funny when he talks, but like Shane's
from
done it
around
with
here.
him several times, and that guy's not very funny. But they like wait for the crowd to give them things. What is that called? Is that bottom of the barrel? Is that what I'm thinking of? Where like the crowd says like,
I mean, bottom of the barrel is essentially that, but everybody just puts writes it down.
It's
They
in a
don't fill it
barrel.
out.
Yeah, it's in ideas.
Oh,
So
in the
maybe,
crowd?
there could have been like the end of the night, or it's basically the same shit.
okay, so
That's
the
what it
bottom of the barrel is like crowd input. Yeah,
It's like when
It's
they
everyone's
walk in the
input.
door, they write something that they think's funny in this barrel right here, and then we just pull
okay.
one out.
Yeah.
and
So
try
it's the
to make
same
it funny.
thing. Versus is like in a barrel versus like
Random.
live.
Just like, yeah.
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 Okay. Dope. Yeah, I think that's sick though. So you've done some of those before? Yeah. Okay. Nice,
Yeah.
dude.
Maybe we should do that with this barrel. Every guest just puts
Fuck,
in
dude.
like 15 things, and then on comedy caches,
Yeah,
we
dude.
just fucking.
Got a barrel. You already got a barrel, dude.
Bro, Tom's a fucking
already got
genius,
a barrel.
bro. Tom's a
I was gonna
fucking
say, like,
genius.
How do you work out comedy? Like what? Like I mean, roast battles, stuff like this. But like, what's your practice like? What's your writing process like?
My process is just like funny thoughts and ideas. I put them in the notes, and then if I'm feeling it the night of like a mic, I'll go say something. If it works,
But do you
then I'll
like
go
sit down
write
and
more
do,
on it.
do you like do it? Like, do you sit down and write like
Yes.
every so often, like, and you like at a pen and pad or at a computer or something?
Yeah, but that hardly like makes the cut of any jokes. I just do that to keep the actual like ritual.
to paper,
just
ritual.
keep the mind writing. It's never. It's right. It's usually just.
Is
like
it always pen and
jots.
paper, or is it all over the place, like in your phone?
It doesn't
pen and
have to
paper?
be. I like pen and paper a lot, especially if I'm just like trying to wind down and then like isolate. I like pen and paper.
Pen and paper is nice too because you can do it like right before you could do it all the way up until like your eyes are closing, like go to
Yeah.
bed. But if you're writing on a computer, like that bright light in your eyes, you know what I mean? Like fucking
Yeah.
no. But
The best writing is on my phone, but
that's what I was going to ask is like mobile. So like if is it often that you ever like find yourself in a scenario where like a midget rode by on a unicycle and fucking slapped a fat lady in the face and you're like, there's no way I can't write this down.
Yeah.
And then you like pull your phone out and
you don't always have the fucking pen and paper.
Does that happen?
I'm always looking for a pen.
so you're like cognizant all the time, so like
Yeah.
situationally aware of what's happening around you, or do you like people watch very often?
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, I have a
Like
bit that
bored-
I'm writing right now of just like, it's just all about this dude at a bar last night.
Nice.
It's just all about him.
Dude, tell me about this dude.
It's just,
I want to know.
I don't
no,
wanna
don't fucking hold back.
I don't want to
now.
give too much of it away. It's just he was just fucking inebriated. He was just gone.
Was he tickling people? Was he tickling young
he was
ladies?
Tickling himself.
Oh,
He was
man.
jerking off in the bar?
No, well, like,
Yeah. Dude, I use tickling as like a playful, he's about to rape somebody.
Oh.
That's how I use tickling.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
that's when I said Lizzo was tickling people. I thought she was raping people.
No, it was like
Oh,
he was like he was like making himself like he was just. I was just watching him like have this whole like internal monologue with himself.
That's a sociopath.
Yeah. Oh well, he was fucking drunk, dude. He was fucking.
Dude, it's crazy. Some people get so
Annihilated.
drunk. I had a buddy that was so drunk that like he hopped in the bed of a truck and face planted and busted his shit open, and then literally like 30 seconds
blamed
later
someone
sits
else.
upright and he's like, "Who hit me?" He's like, "I'm bleeding. Who hit me? Somebody hit me. I'm gonna kick their ass." And we're like, "Dog, you just face planted in the bed of this truck." No,
Yeah.
somebody hit me.
Bro,
That's
you can-
yeah. I mean, that's where this guy was, but he was like more like
Yeah.
stealing chicken tenders.
Oh god.
He was nabbing tendies,
Yeah.
dude.
Didn't know who they were,
He's
but he
posted
was just
right up by
like,
the bus boy station as they're walking. I'll take some of that.
just
scooping
have a
tendies.
bite and just He was like so drunk.
wild.
He was like fucking. He was full on Downs, dude. He was.
CLT
He drank himself into like Down syndrome, and he was
I swear to
definitely
God,
like
dude.
paranoid that people knew he was stealing these tendies over,
That's
here, which I did.
hilarious.
I was filming him
Right.
the entire time, but he was fucking.
You have footage of this gentleman?
Oh yeah, dude. I filmed him.
Bro, how did you not send this?
Well, I needed to film it because I couldn't write it all there right now on my phone. So I was like, I'll just film it right now because it was the bar. A lot of things were happening. And I was sober. So it's like just all like,
Yeah, it's a
too
lot.
much. Yeah. Too much going on at once. But I was just like, I was focused on this guy.
It's
funny.
overwhelming to be, because I've been sober like a
Before.
bunch. I've been sober before a couple of times. No, but
Just when October rolls
Dude, I feel
around.
like this is the longest I've been sober since I was like,
Dude, sometimes
fucking
being
high
sober
school.
is the new high for a little bit.
how sober are you? How many days?
28.
Nice, dude.
Yeah,
I've done-
27. Yeah, I'll be a month tomorrow.
I've done like 40-ish. Like this last year I did 40-ish. But like, I don't know, like I can be sober around drunk people and like it is
40
chaotic.
days total, right?
Yeah.
You're sober just 40 days total.
My whole life,
Last
yes.
year.
Yeah, no. No, but like it's wild being completely sober around people that are just absolutely annihilated.
It's
It's
a
annoying.
power, dude.
It is.
It's a power, for
You're
sure.
like watching people fall in slow motion and you can literally just like
Yeah.
stop them.
Yeah, like fucking completely inebriated people. I'm just like,
like you just saved their fucking life, and you're like, no, dude, just
Oh, yeah.
fucking. You literally fell at a rate of speed that was so dramatically slow. That's
no,
it's-
I'm
it's
just
crazy,
sober.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. I
It's
don't know. Do you find that? Do you have a ritual for writing, or like doing for like what?
Like pre-stage, like before you go
no,
on stage?
writing specifically. Yeah. So like, we have a friend of ours who's he writes novels. What is he said? He like gets like coffee. I think he gets like coffee and locks himself in a room, pretends like he doesn't have dogs and isn't married. And then he just like locks in on like way too much caffeine. That's like his ritual. Do you have like a ritual when you write kind of like comedy or anything
I mean,
like
it
that?
used to be like a fucking fifth of bourbon, but
Hell
it's
yeah.
not anymore.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, done then.
I don't know. Right now, it's just like,
Wait, like a fifth of bourbon and you would fucking write while you're doing that?
yeah,
There's no way. I would
What
fall
do you mean?
asleep.
You think of so much funny stuff though?
I would fall asleep.
yeah.
I would
You wouldn't fall asleep.
he said like, yeah.
You'd be cracking up.
I crack myself up.
Yeah, you just stay awake, laughing.
I'd be falling asleep, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking.
now you
I'm
gotta miss
I'm
it.
drunk as fuck, just writing, dude.
Yeah, just fucking in a corner, hiding your work from nobody. Just-
Yeah. No one's in the house. I'm fucking
elbows up, just covering
Yeah.
your shit.
fucking just walking through the house like an abusive stepdad. Just me and
Yeah,
my
dude.
bottle. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's sick, dude.
So
So what
I
do you
saw a guy today holding a puppy and a handle, a half gallon in the same hand. He had the other hand open.
On
but
the
just had a
road.
puppy over it
Puppy
and a
and
half
out.
gallon just like standing there looking at the sky.
Bro, fucking if I kept drinking, that was gonna be me in 2 weeks, dude. Like,
puppies and bourbon,
it would-
dude?
I would have just gotten the dog, dude.
Fuck. So what is your ritual now? You don't drink. So you're not drinking. So you're saving those empty calories. But like, what do you like? Have you written in these last 28 days that like, did you do something different, or are you finding that now it's harder to write because you don't have that? You know what I mean?
Just like with the breakup and like not drinking, just writing. has
Well, I
been,
didn't want to
like-
bring it up.
Well, it's
so
all right.
now-
Well, yeah,
now
it's
out
well,
there.
but yeah, it's fine. But
So
like
you are
my
on
whole
the market.
yes, I am. But like my whole writing has just been off, so it's been hard to like feel funny. But if I,
You ever wrote jokes about like the breakup process?
oh yeah,
You should for sure.
oh yeah, I went.
Because like everybody can relate to that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, I think I went up to Bloomington a couple weeks ago. I think it was just too sad. I was also like the 18th comic to go on, so
Yeah.
by then you shouldn't just have a list that long. Anyway, no one wants to hear comedy.
18 comics.
No
is-
one wants to hear that.
That's
much
a
comedy.
marathon.
Yeah. you can't have that much comedy. Like, you just can't.
Let's get that
Well,
guy
yeah.
juggling out here.
Yeah, but I mean, I got some laughs, but a lot of the shit, I felt like I bombed. It was just like sad, but I just had
we
to, like,
didn't even
get
talk
it out.
about that. We should talk about that. But you were saying, so like, I'm more curious about the writing now. Like, how does it work? The process in the last 28
whenever
days.
I can get like, if I like, it's harder to feel funny. So if something that does feel funny, I have to write it immediately. I have to jot that down and then come back to it, work around it, add to it, play with that idea, spider web it. That's when the pen and paper helps. Is like if you can take that idea and then you spider web it into other things. Did
you jot down Homeward Bound? You should.
Well, I haven't. I didn't jot that down because I had seen someone else talk about it.
You're so full of shit.
No,
For real?
Yeah.
Someone's already made that joke?
Yeah, that's why I said, is it Homeward Bound? Because I feel like they were
just a
talking about a
fucking
different movie.
That's a comedy gold mine right there.
Yeah, it was one of my someone I knew from Austin.
Damn.
Yeah,
dude.
they were talking about it on a podcast.
You could do it different. Tom is
I could do it different.
Tom is stealing jokes now. We were talking about that the other day. We'll have to cover that before he
You're
leaves.
stealing
tonight.
jokes?
I don't want to do it
No,
again.
That's
so
not
like
cool.
We'll
this
cover it
guy-
again.
No,
That's
we'll
not
do it right
cool,
now.
dude.
No,
Fuck
he's
this.
not stealing jokes. No, so I'll give him the premise. Search it. Go to our inbox, to the inboxes. It should be saved in there. And this time we'll actually have the screen recording and everything all timed
don't
up perfectly. So anyways,
steal your
I'll give you the
jokes.
gist, Mr. Walker. Basically what happened was he sends me a reel from Instagram, and he was like, it was this comedian's like reel while he was on stage telling a bit, and the bit crushes. The guy does great, and you'll watch the bit here in a second. Tom will have his input, and you'll see what he's talking about. But essentially, he watches the bit, and then Tom calls me, and he was like, "Hey, watch this bit," and I did, and I was like, "Yeah, it's funny, funny, funny." And then he says, "Now pause it here, like before the grand finale or whatever." So we're still in the bit, and we're about 3/4 the way through, and I pause it.
You just stole their premise.
I told him I was like, all right, I'm paused here, and he was like, all right, now I'm gonna tell you what I think would be funny to end this. And then he told me, and then I was like, yeah, that's funny. And I swear to God. But anyways, I was like, yeah, that's funny. And then I played the rest of it, and I was like, but that's also funny, dude. So Tom's out here stealing jokes. Hold on. Pay attention.
Ago, that man fought in the Korean War, came back to America, got a job in a factory. And it wasn't that long ago that men were better. My grandpa, 2 generations ago, that man fought in the Korean War, came back to America, he got a job in a factory, and he worked at that factory for 40 years. He had perfect attendance for 40 years. Every day he would go into work, every night he would come home and drink a 5th of Black Velvet whiskey to himself. And then show up to work the next day on time, like clockwork. He didn't miss a day. And then he went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, hey, you gotta cut back on the booze. You're drinking way too much. This is not healthy. But my grandpa did not cut back. He quit drinking that day. He never had another drop of alcohol the rest of his life. And he didn't need rehab or some 12-step program. He just
Killed himself.
He just blew his fucking brains out. All right, now play the rest.
took it out on his family for the next 40 years. Like a man, okay? And me, I went to a restaurant the other day and I ordered a White Claw with my meal. And when the server got close enough for me to see it, I realized she was bringing the wrong flavor. She gets close enough to hear me, and I go, ooh. My grandpa never made that noise, okay?
All right, that's pretty much the bit. But like, yo. So Tom is out here stealing jokes, dude.
Just killed himself.
Is that not a funnier ending though?
That's funny. Yeah.
It would depend on the kind of comic you are, though. Like, do you know who Anthony
Dude, I'm sorry, I
Jeselnik
just
is?
spit up all over your
Don't
floor.
let it happen.
You're good, Doc. Some
Actually-
dude dumped smelling salts in here at one point in time. And
Yeah, it's like a chemical, dude. And he smelt them and then like shook them all over the ground.
Are those good?
They're not bad.
That was good. That was
can
good
do
to
a
go.
puff.
Yeah.
We can do a puff. But anyways,
I'm housebroken.
so what do you think about that? Like, so here's my thought.
Well, that's essentially what we were talking about. Like somebody already had the premise of whatever the fuck you're referencing.
Homeward Bound, but you do it different. So you take the
like for that, you'd have to ask him. Like, can I have your premise?
Right.
Like, that's the only way that is right. That's
You
the
think
only
so?
way. Yeah. That's the only way.
all right,
That's
Tom.
right.
There's your answer, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he tells the story different. What if his dad didn't serve in Vietnam? What if his dad served in Afghanistan?
My dad served in Indiana State Federal Penitentiary.
Dad also checks
I
out.
mean, but then you're telling the story different, but then like you're cutting it so many different ways from reality. Like, how much of it is even true anymore? And then if you're coming to the audience with just a completely bullshit story, they're gonna know, you know.
Yeah.
but half of comedy is not. And I would say start low and slow, and work your way in.
Is it a fresh one?
No, it's old, but still, you know.
by the lamp.
Yeah, viewer discretion is advised. Is what I would say. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, that'll wake you up.
My eyes watering. No, but I was gonna
My
say
nose
just
is
like
stinging.
as a comedian,
I think last time I did too much, I was like in there, and the next day I had like nosebleed. Like I was just blowing my nose. It's just bloody. I go, I think it's from the salt.
That's a chemical burn.
Yeah.
so too close to smelling it.
But so I don't know. My theory is on that, as far as like taking someone else's premise, is that like every joke, and we're getting very theoretical here, but my theory with comedy is that every joke that can be told has been told. Like,
Not necessarily.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Think about all the small open micers. Think
Not
about
true.
every joke that can be told has been let me say this.
Nobody's fucked a Tesla bot yet.
I bet they have. I bet there's an open micer out there telling that
I'm
joke
sure
somewhere.
there's some nerd in a
But do you
tech
see what I'm
lab
saying?
that's like a necrophiliac.
Yeah, who is like
that's
fucking the
like-
robots,
yeah.
but he's not getting up on stage, dude.
Yeah, he's
not
putting his fleshlight over a
But
bent
do you
over
see what
Tesla
I'm saying?
bot.
Every joke has been, or every premise at least has been explored until the next celebrity does something, until the next grand thing happens in the world. Every premise that has been told has been told. Like, there is no new premise.
Yeah.
Airline peanuts. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's all been done. It's just how you fucking do it. It's your personality. It's your backstory. It's your take on the topic. So, like, if you do a Homeward Bound joke, do it. Put a dog ear on that. I'm serious. And then put your fucking little fucking Kansas City barbecue fucking
It can
spice
go
on
along
it.
with
You know
my
what I'm
shit.
saying?
I have a bunch of
Do you
shit on
see what I'm
Disney
saying,
right
though?
now.
So you're not like stealing a premise. You're just like
I
do
think
a
dog ear
different
was
take.
a poor situation.
You're
There's
doing-
probably some like animal
Oh damn! Dog
caretaker.
ear was a bad comment. My
Yeah,
bad. But you
dog
get it.
It's
Dog
like
ear.
some Bangladeshi fucking video intern.
No, I do have
Keychain.
I have a long bit going on fucking Walt Disney and like early Disney.
He was a
shit.
racist.
Yeah, it doesn't
I
even
think so.
doesn't even get. He was fucking huge.
Or-
Anti-Semite.
Well, it was-
Anti-Semite.
it was Mr. Racist. I don't know. I was watching a documentary
All
about
the
him.
above.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
one or the other.
misogynist.
Disney
yeah.
was kind of a dick, from what I was.
Well, yeah, Walt Disney hated women and hated the Jews.
I was just making like fucking quesadillas and had a documentary in the background. I don't know if they said or racist, but he was not a good guy. I know that he was just not great.
So they bring him back.
But he did some funny shit. He did, yeah. He made poor choices. He made very poor choices.
But look at
even
him now;
with-
it's a fucking conglomerate.
he's
dude.
dead.
Yeah, he's
yeah, the Jews own his business
because he's
now.
dead.
What do you
Yeah.
I don't know if you call that a win or not, dude.
Yeah, you do for a certain community.
Isn't he frozen? Don't they say he's
Yeah, I
frozen?
think they say he's frozen.
They froze his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It's-
Fuck yeah, dude.
it's-
Fuck yeah.
it's-
I can't wait till they thaw that shit out in like 2150, and
Run
it's
it through
just like
CRISPR.
it's like fucking potato soup.
No, they run,
oh, we fucked up.
they run it through CRISPR, and he comes back as like a real life Mickey Mouse, and he fucking hates his life.
You're just a mascot for Walt Disney.
Right.
Yeah.
As Walt Disney.
What are okay, so what are some pieces of advice that you have for somebody, maybe not, definitely probably not in Evansville, but like anybody like slowly getting into like the comedy, whether it be like just comedy in general, not necessarily stand up, but like just like
Skit shows.
writing comedy and being funny. What suggestions do you have? Because I've seen you perform. You do have funny bits.
I don't know, but I'll give you like the advice that I see like people who come through my open mic that like I'm like I see that they have a lot of talent. I just tell them to keep coming back. Like fucking treat it like AA and just keep coming back. Just as long as you're here, like something will happen. Like just be around.
Do you truly believe that?
Yeah.
What if somebody is just absolutely not funny?
Then I would say that.
Do you keep telling them to come back?
You think somebody could learn
If they
to be
want
funny?
it. If they want it. Yeah.
Like if Elon Musk starts doing stand up, Jesus Christ, help us all.
If you, I think
you know what I mean?
I'm a firm believer that
Yeah,
if you
he
really,
is
if you
kinda
really
funny.
want something, then I believe it can be obtained. I'm a firm believer in that. So like, it might be fucking harder. Your road might be a lot more fucking
Right, you
difficult
might
than
have
other
a lisp
people's.
and have to go do speech therapy for
Fucking
5
turn that
years.
lisp into part of your set, dude. Yeah, just like embrace your shit.
Yeah, just be.
Be you. Be authentic. Don't be who you think people want you to be on stage. It's gross.
Yeah, like do something that like people can relate to, not like just making up stories about.
Yeah. Be yourself and people will find the relatability. You don't have to make yourself relatable. That's what I tell them.
Yeah, like real stories are. We were talking on the podcast the other day about like, what was it? Oh, it was a cop car. We were talking about like decommissioned cop cars because fucking everybody and their uncle that has $10,000 will buy a decommissioned fucking Crown Victorian.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pulled over so many times in my youth that by Crown Victorians, you know what I mean? I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. I was speeding, whatever, just little peddly bullshit all the time in my youth when I first started driving. That like now when I see a Crown Vic pull up behind me with those yellow inside and outside headlights, I immediately go into panic mode and I like seatbelts on. I'm going 35.
Just fucking feeling
I'm fucking
uncomfortable.
sitting upright. I'm not playing with my phone, and I know they don't drive Crown Vics anymore.
Dude,
but
we were driving.
it's a PTSD thing.
We were driving yesterday,
Yeah.
and there was one that, like the new Ford Explorers that came out. Like it was coming up behind somebody, and they were flying. They thought it was a cop, and they instantly turned their turn signal on to try to merge, and they couldn't get over. And it was like just like one of the decommissioned like Ford or Dodge.
But that,
or whatever.
if you tell a joke about that, like for me, that would be a perfect joke for me because it's a real fucking response. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And there's at
yeah,
least
a Crown Vic pulls behind you, you start eating all your weed or whatever.
Yeah, there's
you
at
realize that it's
It's
like
like
a
some
family of
fucking
6.
16-year-old first car.
Yeah, you're like a dad of 3 kids and your wife's and you just pull out a bag of shrooms and just start eating it.
Yeah.
You know, but like that's relatable. And there's 1,000 people in Evansville that would hear that story and they'd be like, yeah, that is fucking, I get it. You know what I mean?
No, I
So-
see funny people all the time. I just tell them keep coming. That's the fucking thing that bothers me is when I see potential in someone and they don't fucking show up for themselves.
Right.
That's what pisses me off. That's what I
We call
don't like
those
to see.
quitters.
Yeah.
Quitters, dude.
Well, yeah. I'll see the potential in someone way before they'll see it in themselves. I'm like, that's me.
God bless you.
I am.
Thank you.
I can't be your fucking parent about it, but like
Or
me
you
telling you to
could.
come the fuck back is like that's me trying to guide you. Like come back,
Right.
or like I'll fucking be like right up with me to like this mic and this mic. Go do more work. I like see it in people who want more.
That
Out
are
of-
like willing to do the like take the risk. Or
Yeah,
to, like,
take
go
the
on
risk,
trip.
go the
They're
extra.
serious about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
What
And I see that, and I will definitely nurture the fuck out of that. I'm like, those are my boys, those are my girls, those are my boys, those are ones like I want to see eat.
I think it's easy to like help with those people. Brian hates it. I play this like nerdy online game I played since middle school.
damn it.
But like I'm like a top ranked player in it, and it's
you play?
super nerdy Tribal Wars. And but like these people, and like there's people that like want to learn, and then there's people that like say they want to learn, but like they don't even like micro take the advice. But the people that do, like you want to pour all that you can
Yeah,
into them to like, see them make it. I was gonna say instead of asking the dark moment question, we should ask. So normally we ask like, you know, was there ever a dark moment? What pulled you through that moment? But in the comedy world, like you just mentioned, like bombing because you were 18th in the line, you know, and it's really not set up for that. But like, what pulls you through those moments? What keeps you going back on stage? Is it the fact that like, you know, hey, I was 18th, I got to draw the stick?
For that, dude, I was there. I was back there the next week. I was
Yeah,
ready
but
to do it
why
again.
though? I mean, I know that you're like driven clearly, but like, what is it that keeps you driving? You know what I mean? What if you could you could you like derive that back to something like that nature of you? Because you want the stand-up comedy. That's why you showed up the next night.
Turning sadness into joy. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, it's trauma plus time equals comedy. But like, what is the
It starts like the high, basically like making people laugh and trying to hit that high.
Do you think that's what it is that made you show up the next weekend, even though you were 18th in line?
Or you're like, I know that this has a funny premise and I want to see if this works. Like, I want to prove that this can be funny.
Can you dial that in? Can you find that?
Oh, yeah. It's me looking for the funny in it sometimes. Sometimes I'm looking for the funny in it. Sometimes I have to, like, get it out there on stage to find the funny in it. That helps. What keeps me coming back, though? I don't fucking laughter. Laughter. I like.
But you
laughter.
just bombed, though.
Yeah.
But you just bombed. What makes you? Come
I'm okay with fucking bombing too. It's humbling.
That Friday night, though.
Yeah,
And you bombed the whole set.
I thought about it. Yeah, the whole way back.
And then you turn around and come back Saturday. Let's just hypothetically say.
But silver linings. I got some laughs.
I think
I did get a couple big laughs, but I felt like I bombed. But like, that's all right. There are laughs there. There is funny there. I may have told it just fucking super sad and been like fucking. They can pick up on that I'm fucking drained. They're drained as the audience. Fucking 18th and
after
19th comments.
Yeah, no shit.
So I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but like, honestly, when I started comedy, I did it for the bomb. Like, it's just fucking everyone should go up on stage and just bomb and fucking be humbled. Because it is a fucking humbling experience.
Yeah.
You
Like
learn so much about yourself. Yeah.
I was going to say, if I did stand-up comedy, I think I would prep only bomber jokes for when I started bombing and just switch my material into strictly like terrorist material.
You will learn so much about yourself. You will learn so much about your mental state and abilities, like being able to like
Be quick
recover.
on your feet and switch
Recover
script.
from that shit. Yeah. It's good. It's a good experience.
Damn. Can you attribute that to anybody or anybody that you know or anything that happened to you? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like that's something that you're born with. I feel like to be able to switch foot, you know what I mean? To be able to like in a fist fight, switch to southpaw, like, you know what I mean? You've had to experience something that makes you quick on your feet to switch. You know what I mean? Can you attribute that to anything? How fast and how quickly you can be like, oh, fuck, I am losing this crowd. Let me bop. You know what I mean? Like, is there anything that ever, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because, like, to me, like, I can respond to violence pretty quickly, physical violence pretty quickly. So, like, I'm a naturally pretty innate person. Like, I'll be pretty docile for the most part, even if there's violence around me. But when it comes violence, physical with me, I can adjust pretty quickly because I've been through physical trauma in the past. So, like, I can adjust on the fly to physical violence, but, like, rather quickly because that's something I've experienced. But, like, to you, I mean, like, how does that come to you? Is it just stage time?
That's a good question. I'm glad I thought about it because I would say, like, I don't attribute that to anything. It's just me. But, like, thinking about it, yeah, I would attribute it to, like, I'm always, like, the peacemaker. I've always been the peacemaker. I always want balance. I don't like conflict. So, like, being able to, like, switch an audience from, like, if it's going bad to, like, making something different to make it lighten the mood. Yeah, I've been doing that since I was a little fucking kid. Like, my entire life, I've been trying to keep balance between everyone and, like, no conflict.
Yeah.
So if I, like, fucking just shift your view over here, yeah, I've been doing it my whole life. So
that's kind of what comedy is, though. Comedy is like the antagonist to violence. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't think I would ever be good at it, because I feel like I'm better at violence than I am at anything else. Like, if something had to be violent, I'm more comfortable with that than I am, like, everybody calm down. But that's what comedy is. Comedy is like, oh, that guy's punching somebody in the face. Let's fucking redirect this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is a negative thing. Like, if you're bombing, this is a negative feeling. you guys don't like my abortion joke. All right, let's change to the. So you know what I mean, or whatever. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And that's how it was
it's like
for me.
fixing a puzzle. That's like, you know what I mean. So I don't know. That's
kind
why
of another outlet. Yeah.
I don't think I would ever be good at stand up for that reason. I'm more of like a hands-on kind of like. I'm better at building things than like getting hit in the face.
As we gear to wrapping up, you got any upcoming dates?
Dude.
This comes out April 8th.
April
Did you figure out the date? Is it
April
April 8th? Okay, so
All right,
April 8th. You got any shows on April 8th, which would be a Tuesday, or do you have anything coming
It'll be on a
up?
Tuesday. Okay, so yeah, come see me tonight at Spanky's. Yeah, that would be tonight at Spanky's.
Hell yeah. What time? And
7:00 start time. 6:30 if you want to get up there, sign up. Try and be funny. You don't have to be funny. Just keep coming back.
you just tell people about your dogs or whatever, or juggle, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe don't juggle.
Tell Tell us. Tell me a really sad story, and then just let me make fun of it, and then for 5 minutes, that'd be good too.
Do you host those?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
do you do a 5 minutes there, or do you just host?
Oh yeah, I'd go up. I open every show with like my own shit.
Do you do typically like 5 minutes there, or what? 3 minutes?
However long it takes to get the crowd warmed up.
Okay, fair enough. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. You're lubing them up. You're spitting on it.
Cold opens, dude. They can be very fucking hit or miss. But
Yeah, dude. And everybody's full of all that pizza grease, dude. They got that fucking. Do they serve beer there? They serve beer at Spanky's?
Yeah.
They serve beer at Spanky's?
Yeah.
All right, so you got
they
that
got a
going
great.
for
They
it.
have a great bourbon selection too.
There
They have
you go.
they have a really good
I gotta get
bar
down there
over
dude.
there.
It's downtown.
They have like they have the widest selection of all the THC drinks too.
It's the Spanky's downtown.
Yeah, the cafe.
The Cafe Cone Spankies. What else do you got coming up in like April, May, June? Are you doing anything? Are you doing any traveling? Are you going anywhere to like hit some shit like outside?
I'm doing a lot of festival submissions right now, so we will see soon.
And again, that Spanky's downtown Evansville is 15 Jefferson Avenue, Evansville. So hit them up. That's 812-303-2810 if you want to call them about it. But yeah, for sure.
Good
dude.
spot, good jokes.
They've
But
been good to you too. You've been doing it for a little over a month now, I think, with Spanky's, right?
Oh, I've been doing it for months with Spanky's. Yeah. I love Ryan. They're really good people over there.
Yeah, I got to get down there. I got to check this one out. So hopefully I see you down there tonight.
And then
got anything
April
coming up this
10th,
summer? Yeah.
I'm hosting for Ryan O'Flanagan. He'll be in town.
Ryan O'Flanagan. That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, he's been on like
Was he last
LA
comedy-
comic?
LA comic. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I something like that. But yeah, he's been on like Abbott Elementary, New Girl.
Okay, yeah, New Girl.
Yeah, he's been on a bunch of.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude. And where's he going to be at?
He'll be at Mo's house.
Oh,
Be
no
there.
shit.
Yeah.
In April 10th, is that
April
what you said?
10th. Yeah.
April 10th. Okay,
Mo's
down at
singing.
Mo's house, dude. Fucking
Yeah,
sick,
doing
dude.
a spot for them and all those
God, we
guys.
gotta get some more fucking big names in here. Golly, dude.
X.
But yeah, turn it down, bro. Jesus, fuck. Last couple minutes is all for you. If you want to shout out anybody, or websites, social medias. We already kind of covered your dates, but like, yeah, man, the last couple minutes is all you to cover anything you want to cover. Just don't go Kanye with it.
All right.
We're very pro-Semitic on the show, so
All right.
he's been getting wild on his Twitter lately. So just let's keep it.
Shout out to
shout out to Ye.
yeah,
No.
all the Jews. Keep doing your thing.
Hell yeah, dude. For
you're
sure.
doing great.
They have been crushing it.
Yeah, you're doing. Yeah, you're doing.
The pagers, bro. They have been fucking crushing.
They've been doing really good. Yeah, the things I've heard.
Sweet, dude. But anything else, like shout out to anybody or thanks to anybody or social medias or anything, man. Anything you want to put out in the last couple seconds.
Social media, Alan W. CMDY. That's Instagram, YouTube, Alan Walker, and Facebook. You can find me there. Yeah, there's not a lot on the YouTube right now. Getting
Hell
ready
yeah,
for
dude.
festival submissions, so I wipe it clean and then I put it on for. You might get some really good stuff there if you stay tuned to the page on the YouTube. Subscribe to that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Shout out to my mom. She's great.
Dude, they're the best.
Yeah, moms are great.
They're the best.
I
Dude.
love my mom.
Dads are fucking okay.
Yeah.
They're the ones that hit you, though.
Yeah.
No, but moms are the best.
My
dude.
dad texted me like 2 days ago. I have not replied.
Dude, my dad hasn't fucking texted me in 6 years.
Yeah, it was something nice.
doing
It
good.
was something nice. He's like, I hope. He's like, I hope you're doing better. Like praying for you. I'm like,
It was something nice.
when the message hit, I was not doing better though. So I was doing as shitty, if not shitty.
I'm gonna come back to it, pops. I'm gonna come back.
Yeah,
to it.
but no, moms are great.
Dude, we caught you. We got you in here. You were on a comedy cache a few weeks ago, which is very obscure for us. Normally, we do the interview before we allow people to do the comedy cache. But,
I don't do things in order.
Yeah,
I've never been one to
very
do things in
flip-flop,
order.
dude. So it worked out well. I'm glad we got you in here and got to learn a little bit about you, your Kansas City barbecue, the way you got into stand-up comedy. So just really appreciate your time,
Absolutely.
brother. So
Yeah.
seriously, thank you so much, dude.
All right, appreciate
this has
you
been
guys
another
as
thrilling
always.
episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
Dude,
My name
oh
is
yeah,
Thomas Graham.
I'm Alan Walker. These honeys were good.
Oh,
these honeys were
they crushed
good.
it.
Yeah,
All right,
I
thank you
started
guys.
feeling halfway.
Like, subscribe, do the whole thing.